Gervonta Davis is preparing to step back into the ring following his commanding victory over Frank Martin. Fans still remember the way that fight came to an end. Tank unleashed a devastating left hand that sent Martin to the canvas and brought the night to a sudden finish.
Oh, left uppercut. Goes Martin! Mamma mia!
But Tank's year isn't stopping with that knockout over Frank Martin. He's expected to return again in December, and this time the test in front of him is a much bigger one. Gervonta Davis is reportedly set to meet Teofimo Lopez in a fight that instantly changes the conversation. Yes, that matchup is now on the table. Tank Davis versus Teofimo, the Takeover Lopez. It's a kind of clash that feels explosive from the moment it's announced. Two dangerous fighters, one huge stage, and a style matchup that promises pure violence once the bell rings. If these two do share the ring, it's hard to imagine anything other than action from start to finish. There's a lot to unpack with this one, because the fight comes with more than just star power. It also carries tension, hype, and a personal edge that has been building for a while. So before looking at what could happen in the ring, it's worth asking how things got to this point in the first place. Tank and Teofimo have been circling each other for some time now, trading shots in interviews and taking aim on social media. But this isn't just a case of two big names trying to cash in on a major event. There's clearly more behind it than a payday alone.
He's been catered more than I've been, and pampered more than I've ever been.
Boxing fans have talked about you and Ryan for a long, long time.
I think more me and Tank will be than Ryan. I like facing the guys that beat the guy rather than the guy that lost to the guy. Ryan just kept literally lunging in and throwing the hooks. I mean, that was an easy read for Tank. I think that with myself and Tank, oh, hell yeah, it's explosive. But I'm really going to outclass him. Talks about mind games and all that stuff, but this mind that I have here was just different. And he showed me that he doesn't really quite believe in himself. Because if a man believes in himself and his ability, he takes a fight against Vasily Lomachenko in 2016-2017.
Gervonta Tank Davis has made a habit of overwhelming whoever stands across from him. 30 fights, 30 wins, and 28 knockouts tell the story of a fighter who brings danger every time he enters the ring. When Tank's name appears on a card, there's always a strong possibility the fight won't last the distance. But even with championship success and a long list of knockout finishes, one question has continued to follow him. What happens when he faces an opponent who can match not only his explosiveness and quickness, but also the hunger he carries into every fight? Kean Davis was one of the first to raise that point, noting how closely Tank and Teofimo resemble each other stylistically. And when two fighters with that kind of mindset and firepower are put in the same ring under that kind of pressure, the result becomes hard to predict. In December, we may finally find out.
They're the same fighter. The makeup is a little different, the size is a little different, but their boxing style, the way that they fight, is the exact.
Teofimo Lopez has never been unfamiliar with proving people wrong. This is the same fighter who defeated Vasily Lomachenko, a boxer many believed was almost untouchable at the time. Lopez didn't sneak by in that fight or survive by a razor-thin margin. He imposed himself early and delivered a performance that announced exactly who he was. Even now, there are still people who feel that win doesn't receive the credit it truly deserves.
June 5th, that all these 135-pound guys in my division, they're quiet. They don't want to fight Teofimo again because what he just did. And I'm just going to keep putting it on each and every time. But we're going to make those fights happen too. But right now, my main focus is George Kambosos.
Now Davis and Lopez appear to be meeting at exactly the right moment, with both fighters performing at an extremely high level. That's a big reason this matchup already feels like it has the ingredients to become one of the best fights of the year, starting with Gervonta Davis. The first thing that stands out is the kind of power he carries. Against Tank, being ahead on the scorecards is never enough to feel safe. A fighter can be controlling the action, making smart decisions, and still see the entire fight disappear from a single shot. That is the kind of threat Davis brings every time he steps into the ring. As a southpaw, he explodes into range quickly and fires his signature hooks and uppercuts with fight-ending force. But reducing Tank to just a puncher would miss a huge part of what makes him so dangerous. His ring IQ is a major weapon on its own. His timing is precise, his movement is sharp, and he has a gift for luring opponents into mistakes before making them pay immediately. What makes this fight even more intriguing is that Davis and Lopez have already spent time in the ring together before, just not under the lights on fight night. The two have reportedly sparred in the past, and what came out of that session surprised a lot of people. According to the story that circulated, it was Teofimo who appeared to have the upper hand. He was the one applying pressure, backing Tank up, and forcing him to give ground. This matchup may be far tighter than many people expect, especially with Teofimo Lopez now getting help from one of the biggest names in boxing. Lopez has brought Canelo Alvarez into camp as part of his preparation for this showdown, and that immediately adds another layer to the fight. Having someone with Canelo's experience and knowledge involved could be a major boost for Teofimo heading into a matchup this important. So what exactly is on the line in a fight like this? The biggest answer is legacy. The man who comes out on top could take a huge step toward becoming boxing's next true centerpiece. Gervonta Davis is already one of the sport's biggest attractions, but a win over Teofimo Lopez would push his status even higher. It's a kind of victory that could move him closer to the level of star power usually reserved for names like Floyd Mayweather. For Teofimo, the stakes feel just as massive, but for a different reason. Since the loss to George Kambosos, doubts have followed him everywhere. Some people began to question whether he had been overrated all along. But a win over Tank would change that narrative overnight. It would put him right back at the top, rebuild his standing, and dramatically raise his value in the sport.
Does that fight not make sense? No, he's a good, Teofimo on some real shit, he's a good fighter. He can't fuck with Tank, though. Can we see it? Can't fuck with Tank.
What do you make? Ain't nobody fucking with Tank right now.
Nobody.
Nobody fucking with Tank right now.
No. Tank is that dude.
Yeah.
Period.
You have to put some.
But counting Teofimo Lopez out would be a mistake. There's a reason he has been calling for this fight with Tank for such a long time. He knows exactly how important this moment is, and everything suggests he's coming into it ready for the challenge in front of him.
Look at our sizes.
You don't care about rehydration then, like rehydration clauses. And
when you're the best, you don't care about any of that. You don't care about any of that.
Do you knock people for doing that?
No, that just lets me know they're intimidated. It's intimidation. It's a psych on their own mind.
You think so? Because
I know, like, so I'm a fighter.
But Tank put Ryan under rehydration. I don't know if Tank, I can't say Tank was like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, son. You got real fighters and then you got bitch.
That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed the breakdown, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and switch on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming uploads. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.